Heard voices in the pipes. Have you ever heard of something like that?
There's something bad here in Derry.
The story of Pennywise the dancing clown has haunted audiences for generations, first through the pages of Stephen King's terrifying novel, then in the television miniseries, and most recently in the two-part cinematic saga directed by Andy Muschietti. Now, a new chapter of horror is arriving to delve deeper into the cursed town of Derry, Maine, with the upcoming series IT, Welcome to Derry. This project is one of the most anticipated horror television events, a prequel to the IT films, taking audiences back in time to explore how the evil that takes the form of Pennywise began, and why the town of Derry has been plagued by fear, disappearances, and blood for centuries. The promise of the series is not only to revisit the chilling atmosphere that terrified millions, but to expand it, showing secrets that were only hinted at in the films, and digging into the mythology of the creature known as it in a way that has never been portrayed before. Fans of horror and Stephen King alike are bracing for a deeper, darker dive into one of the most frightening mythologies ever created. The overview of the series immediately sets it apart as something unique. Unlike the previous adaptations that focused on the losers, club, the children and adults who battled Pennywise across two time periods, this story rewinds the clock, centering on the origins of Derry and the creature that dwells beneath it. IT, Welcome to Derry is positioned as both a prequel and a companion piece to the recent IT movies, taking place decades before the events audiences are familiar with. The intent is to reveal how Pennywise came to manifest itself in the form of a clown, and why the entity seems tied to Derry in particular. In doing so, the show promises to uncover not just more about Pennywise's powers and history, but also about the town's dark past, its cursed rituals, and the generations of people who turned a blind eye to the evil beneath their feet. The concept transforms the narrative from a story of children fighting a monster into something broader and more haunting, a saga about the town itself and its horrifying relationship with the entity that feeds on fear. The cast of IT, Welcome to Derry plays a significant role in bringing this terrifying world to life. One of the biggest questions fans had was whether Bill Skarsgård would return to reprise his iconic role as Pennywise, and the confirmation of his involvement has added even more excitement. Skarsgård's portrayal of Pennywise in the IT films was praised for being both unsettling and unforgettable, combining a childlike playfulness with an underlying malevolence that made every scene he appeared in terrifying. His return ensures continuity and assures fans that this series will carry the same chilling tone. Alongside him, the cast introduces a mix of new faces, portraying citizens of Derry across different decades, from townspeople who first encounter the clown's terror to those who unwittingly perpetuate the silence that allows it to thrive. The ensemble is designed to represent Derry's generational curse, showing how trauma, denial, and complicity enable evil to return every 27 years. Each actor brings their own intensity to the screen, making the world of Derry feel lived in and horrifyingly real. The plot of the series dives into chilling depths. Set decades before the events of IT, Chapter 1, the story begins in the early 1960s, an era when Derry seemed like any other small town in America, yet beneath its picturesque surface lurked unspeakable horrors. The show traces how a series of strange disappearances, gruesome murders, and whispered stories created an atmosphere of dread long before the losers, club ever battled the clown. Audiences are introduced to families who lost loved ones to it, teenagers who stumbled into places they should never have gone, and townsfolk who sensed something was wrong but chose silence rather than confrontation. Central to the plot is the way it manipulates fear, preying on individuals' darkest anxieties and bending reality to create nightmares that feel all too real. We see Pennywise in earlier forms, not just as the clown, but as other manifestations designed to terrify those who cross its path. The series explores how it adapts to the fears of the era, exploiting Cold War anxieties, family dysfunction, and societal repression in the 1960s to feed its hunger. As the story unfolds, IT, Welcome to Derry sheds light on how the town itself seems complicit in the evil. Generational secrets are revealed, showing how Derry's leaders, police, and even ordinary citizens ignored, denied, or covered up horrific events to maintain a facade of normalcy. There are chilling sequences where characters stumble upon records of previous cycles, stories that hint at Pennywise's reign of terror dating back centuries, even before the town was fully established. The show doesn't just frighten through jump scares or gore, it unnerves audiences by asking why people choose not to see evil, why communities bury secrets, and how fear itself can become a weapon wielded by monsters both supernatural and human. This broader psychological exploration adds layers of depth, ensuring the story resonates long after the final credits roll. Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise remains the terrifying anchor of the narrative, but Welcome to Derry also emphasizes the ordinary people of Derry. Through them, viewers see the toll of living in a cursed place where tragedy recycles every generation. Families are torn apart, friendships are destroyed, and lives are shaped by the shadow of fear. Each character's storyline contributes to the larger tapestry, showing how it infiltrates every aspect of life in Derry. The young, the old, the powerful, and the powerless are all touched by the clown's influence, creating a pervasive sense of inevitability. Even those who never see Pennywise directly feel the consequences of its hunger, illustrating how evil spreads invisibly through silence, trauma, and complicity. One of the most compelling aspects of the series is its expansion of the mythology. The films hinted at the ancient cosmic nature of the creature, suggesting that Pennywise is merely one form of a much larger, incomprehensible entity. Welcome to Derry pushes this further, offering glimpses into where it came from, how it arrived in Derry, and why it manifests the way it does. Without breaking the mystery entirely, the show provides tantalizing revelations about its origins, grounding the story in a mix of cosmic horror and psychological dread. The balance ensures that Pennywise remains terrifying not just because of what it is, but because of how it uses human weakness against its victims. Fear, denial, and isolation are shown to be as deadly as claws and teeth, turning the series into more than just a monster story. It becomes a chilling meditation on human nature itself. In terms of atmosphere, the series captures the look and feel of mid-20th century America, but infuses it with dread at every turn. The streets of Derry may appear safe and friendly, yet shadows linger, and every smiling face seems to hide a secret. The production design, costumes, and cinematography all contribute to a sense of unease, making the town itself a character as haunting as Pennywise. The blending of nostalgia with terror ensures that the setting feels both authentic and unnerving. Just as Stranger Things used the 1980s to evoke both warmth and fear, Welcome to Derry uses the 1960s to create a backdrop where innocence and horror collide in unforgettable ways. The release date of the series has been a subject of much anticipation. Positioned as a major event in television horror, Welcome to Derry is set to premiere in 2025, aiming to captivate audiences with its blend of chilling storytelling, strong performances, and terrifying visuals. The timing aligns with a resurgence of interest in horror television, ensuring the show arrives when fans are hungry for serialized stories that can unfold at a slower, more suspenseful pace compared to films. By choosing a streaming format, the creators give themselves the freedom to expand the narrative beyond the limitations of a 2-hour movie, diving deeper into characters, history, and mythology over multiple episodes. The trailer for Welcome to Derry perfectly sets the tone for what audiences can expect. Opening with wide shots of the seemingly peaceful town, the footage quickly turns unsettling as shadows stretch, laughter echoes, and ordinary places reveal hidden darkness. We see glimpses of children riding bikes through foggy streets, families gathering at fairs and parades, and then sudden flashes of terror as Pennywise appears in brief, chilling moments. The trailer teases both familiar imagery, such as red balloons floating ominously, and new horrors designed to surprise even the most seasoned fans. Bill Skarsgård's voice as Pennywise cuts through the trailer, taunting, playful yet menacing, reminding viewers why his performance has become so iconic. Rather than revealing too much, the trailer builds tension, promising that the series will deliver on atmosphere, scares, and mythology alike. By the time the final frames of the trailer fade to black, anticipation has reached a fever pitch. The promise of Welcome to Derry is not just that it will scare audiences, but that it will deepen the story they thought they knew, peeling back the layers of Derry's cursed history and revealing truths that make Pennywise even more terrifying. With Bill Skarsgård reprising his role, a talented ensemble cast, chilling storytelling, and the resources of a major streaming platform behind it, the series is poised to become one of the most memorable horror experiences in recent years. Fans of Stephen King, Horror enthusiasts and anyone drawn to stories of fear and courage will find something unforgettable in this series, ensuring that Penn